Yes, in this lesson we'll be considering a pip, what is known as a pip in forex trading. So, simply put, a pip is a unit of measure of the smallest price change in a currency pair. Most currency pairs are displaced to 5 decimal places, and 1 pip corresponds to the fourth decimal digit, for them being 0.00010. Now, a pip is the very fourth. This is 1 pip. However, considering the fact that yen containing currency pairs are displaced to only 3 decimal places, the pip value in such pair is known as the second decimal digit. So a 1 pip move for them is equal to this very second, which is 1 pip. For example, this is a Euro USD H1 chart. Here you will see the price levels by this right hand side, and you will see a 5 decimal place after the whole number. And so on this very 1.13620, 1 pip is a pip is counted from the very fourth number, which is this. So with this 20, we can say it is 2 pips. So if it moves, say, downwards from 13620 to 13610, simply means it have moved downwards by 1 pip. And if price happens to continue to move downwards and continue to move downwards to exactly 1.13520, then we can say that the price have moved 10 pips, because it is no longer the fourth decimal but the third, which is in tenths. You may wonder what the fifth and the third decimal places are called. Forex prices are quoted to an extra decimal place known as pipettes, but most traders prefer to call it points. And a point is a so-called fractional pip that allows tighter spread and is equivalent to 1/10. That is 1 pip divided by 10. So meaning a price move of the fifth and the third decimal place in a currency pair respectively. Let us try to read this with a draft like this. Here we can take for example, with these currencies that have a 5 decimal place, as we said earlier, 1.12345, for example. Here is the very fifth decimal, and we said it is 1 pip divided by 10. So to this very one, it is 0.5. If this is 6, it is 0.6. If it is 7, it is 0.7. If it is 8, it is 0.8. So here is 1 pip. So if price moves from 4 to 3, it has moved 1 pip. From 3 to 2, it has moved 1 pip. From 2 to 1, it is 1 pip. Then on this very one, here being 4, we can say that it is 4 pips. And if this should, which is the third decimal, move from 3 to 2, we can say it is 1 pip move. A 10 pip move. And then from 2 to 1 is also a 10 pips move. That is the reason why this particular trade represents 30 pips. Now, if this should increase, let me say this 2 to 3, we can say it have moved 100 pips. And then from this from 3 to 4, it has moved another 100 pips. From 4 to 5, it has moved another 100 pips. So with this here, we can say that this is 200 pips. If it is changed to 3, it is 300 pips movement, and to 4, it is 400 pips movement. The same thing to this place. If it increases from 1 to 2, it has moved 1,000 pip. If we move from 2 to 3, another 1,000 pips. From 3 to 4, another 1,000 pips. So if this happens to be 2, it is 2,000 pips. 3 is 3,000 pips from where price left from. That is, if you use your cross-share or with by calculation from where price move to the next, if it changes by this, it is changing with a 1 pip. But if it's changing up till this, it is in tens, in hundreds, and in thousands. So using this USD JPY, that is dollar yen chart, we want to take a, for example, say price moved from this level being 116.249 to a new level being this is 116.152. So the difference from of this from this will give us something, and by calculation the difference is going to give you is it is going to give you 0.097. That is what it will be, and this 0.097 simply means that price have moved 9 pips 7 pipettes. That is the difference. That is the difference in pips. So if you should use your cross-share and drag from this point to this point, then you will see 9 pips 7 pipettes. And if it also happens to move downwards more, say to this very point, and then what do we have? We are going to subtract this from this to know the difference. What the difference will then be, what it will give us is 0.45 or thereabouts. So that is what it will give as to the difference, which simply means that the difference from here to here, or if price should move from this level to this level, it has moved 45 pips with some pipettes. And with your crosshair, you can do the confirmation. If you drag from this very point to this point, you can see it is around 45 pips, and then the difference is the pipettes. So this is what we mean by which is a unit of measure of the smallest price change in a currency pair.